Hey guys, welcome back. We're just going to continue with implicit differentiation, and this is our second video on implicit differentiation. Just remind yourself that implicit differentiation just means basically that the y's and the x's are on the same side. So the way that we do this is that, once again, anytime you take the derivative of a letter other than x, what you have to do is put the letter dx, only because we are asked, and I should have probably wrote this, we are asked to find dy dx, okay? So let's find dy dx. The derivative of y to the third is 3y squared. Because that's a letter other than x, I'm going to put dy dx. The derivative of y squared is 2y to the first. Because that's a letter other than x, I'm going to put dy dx. The derivative of negative 5y is negative 5. Because y is a letter other than x, I'm going to put dy dx. Negative x squared, negative 2x. And you don't need to put dx dx because that's just 1. And the derivative of 4 is not 4, it's 0. Now what we're going to do is these right here all have dy dx, and this guy right here does not. So I'm going to bring him over to the other side of the equal sign, and I'm going to factor out a dy dx because each case has a dy dx, and we need to isolate dy dx to solve for it. So when I factor out a dy dx from here, I'm left with 3y squared and 2y and a negative 5. And now what I'm going to do is just divide, and I'm going to get 2x over 3y squared plus 2y minus 5. And that's how we solve this problem here. Next problem, once again, implicit differentiation. I need to write down find dy dx. Okay, we're just going to take the derivative of x squared. That's 2x. Because that letter's x, I don't have to put dx over dx. This guy right here, 8y to the first, dy dx. 4 is 0. And now I'm going to keep 8y dy dx on this side. And I'm going to bring over 2x to that side by making it negative. Divide by 8y. And then we are going to reduce it. And you're going to get that right there. Okay, let's try. We have 2 more questions to do, and then make. In this problem here, remember, x to the 1/2 means square root of x. Y to the 1/2 means square root of y. In this case here, we're also going to find dy dx. Okay, so I'm going to have 1/2 x to the negative 1/2. I don't need to put anything after that because it's with respect to x. 1/2 y to the negative 1/2, but because it's a variable other than x, I need dy dx is equal to 0. Now, I see each piece, and first of all, I notice that it's an equation, and I also see that each piece has a half. So I can divide the whole entire equation by 1/2 to get rid of it and reduce it. So I get this. After I reduce it, I'm going to solve for dy dx. Okay, so I have negative 1/2. Then I'm going to divide by y to the negative 1/2. And this is what's going to happen now. Okay, 1/2, I'm going to leave my negative here from this guy here. 1/2 means square root. Negative means if I'm in the numerator, put me in the denominator. If I'm in the denominator, put me in the numerator. So y to the negative 1/2 means this over this. I hope you guys were able to see that. Negative exponents mean put me in the other position of a fraction. 1/2 means square root. For those who are asking, because you have the same power, you can do something like this. So that is what it finalizes to. And here is our final problem for this video. That's going to be 3x squared. That's going to be 0. This right here is going to be 2y dy dx, because the letter is another letter other than x, and now I have this negative. I highly recommend that you leave the negative like this and make this box just like this. Every number needs a sign in front of it, so that's a positive 2y. Okay, this here is a product rule. I'm going to keep the first. Don't do anything to the first. So I'm going to keep x. The derivative of y is 1 dy dx, plus now I'm going to keep the second, which is y. The derivative of x is 1. Notice that there's no dy dx for the second part because you're only putting a dy dx once you take the derivative of the y. If you're just keeping it, you don't have to put dy dx. You're not doing anything to it. So I'm going just to distribute that negative now. Everything that has a dy dx stays on the left side of the equal. Okay, so I'm going to go negative x dy dx plus 2y dy dx. That's this and this. You need to collect the terms and bring the other people to the other side. So that's negative 3x squared plus y. And now I'm going to factor out the dy dx, and then I'm going to divide after I factor it. So in one step, because I know you guys can visualize this, and because I'm running out of paper, I'm just going to divide. And this is our final answer. And that's how we do this. Come back for the next video where I'm going to discuss this and finding slopes of the tangent line and equations of the tangent line.